I know there's this idea that as females coming to Nigeria, you have to either sleep with a man. Just be real.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to do some sort of thing with men just to survive.
Yeah.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Returnees. I'm your girl Bookie O, and I'm back again with my darling friend Thelma.
Hey.
You can introduce yourself, let us know when you came back to Nigeria. She's also a returnee, by the way.
Yes. Hi guys. So my name's Thelma. I came back. When did I come back? I think it was May the 11th, 2019.
Oh, it's been that long.
It's been ages.
Mad.
I've been
crazy.
here for a while.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Nigeria's not for children.
At
Anybody
all.
who wants to know.
At all. So what did you come back for?
Okay, so I came back to Nigeria because I've always been passionate about Africa, especially Nigeria. So my business that focuses a lot on introducing Nigeria through substance and introducing Africa to the rest of the world. So I thought it would just be best to be based here. So yeah.
Amazing. So how was like the nearly 2 years, or 1 year and a bit, going to 2 years as of next year? How's it been? I can say hey. Like your mom would say hey.
No, Nigeria is not for. I mean, it's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's had its highs and lows and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting. I would say if you can make it in Nigeria, you can make it anywhere in this world.
100%.
Do you understand? Like every day is a hustle.
Yeah.
Every day is a hustle.
Yeah.
You know, and you spend so much money here. There's like, you know, in London, like you can go a week without spending money. Literally. Here, there's no day that you're not spending a minimum amount. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, it's
because sometimes I see comments and sometimes I see other videos and other returnees are saying, oh, like a lot of people that are coming back, they have their rich parents or rich uncles to support. We're not those types. So financially, we don't have that support of our parents.
None.
So majority of stuff we're doing ourselves.
Yeah.
Like coming here, moving over, it was all funded by ourselves. We had to look for those funds. We had to work for those funds, and we're building here on our own.
Yeah.
Even though there may be family there, it's on our own. We're showing you our experiences firsthand. Like we're hustling. Like guys, that brings us into our topic. How to move back as a single lady in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So we're single and moving back, like I said, we did it on our own. And I get a lot of questions from females like, how do you do it? Nigeria is a very like chauvinistic country, male dominant. How do you survive? And I know if you watched my previous videos, you would hear stories of my experiences in corporate, working in the corporate world with men. It's not easy, it's hard. There's so many things you're gonna encounter. And I want to like go all the way to the beginning, like moving back. Like moving back, what was your expectation versus your reality with Nigeria, especially when it comes to being a single lady?
It's a really good question. So obviously moving back, I really thought it would be breezy, because you know when you're in London, everybody has this thing like, oh, when I move back to Nigeria, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna take over. It's not like that at all, because expectation is not the reality. Let me tell you something, Nigerians are 10 steps ahead of us in the UK. I truly believe that. But you know, there's always like a tight circle. I mean, if you're trying to make it, and there's like a middle class circle, there's the upper class circle, there's like the 1% circle. Do you understand? I would say like most returnees are usually within those terrains. No one's really in that.
A lot of returnees are coming back from a developed country. So you're gonna have a starting level that's not the same as, for example, the average Nigerian, which is actually, I think the statistics say is that they survive on $1 a day. Which is nothing. We can't, like, knowing that I've worked since I was 15, and I remember my first job waitering in the UK, and I was earning like £6 an hour. That's way more than the average person will get. There's more opportunities from a 15-year-old to my age now, 27. So let's just get out of the way. you start at a certain level. That's
You do.
the truth. Coming back as a returnee.
Yeah, you do.
That
I
too,
agree. Yeah, I agree with that, and it's so true. I believe that business would be be like a little bit different because I'm in a man's world in what I do. An entrepreneur, definitely. I run a company, and what we focus on is international trade relations. You know, connecting Africa to globally.
Yeah.
And also we've got like an edge of luxury concierge, but that luxury concierge is not like bags and stuff like that. It's more like real estate and investment.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. So I'm surrounded by men. You can
Yeah.
imagine there's hardly a woman client or female anything.
Yeah.
So obviously coming back in as a single lady, and the funny thing is, so this is something I used to do
Yeah.
when I first started because it was getting too much. I mean, I remember the other day I went to a client and this guy's doing well, he's a billionaire, and there's this project that I wanted to take from him, and he said, yeah, I'll give you the project and I'll give you the contract, but I believe we need to build the trust. So in order for us to build that trust, you need to have sex with me.
This is the reality. This is the reality that a lot of returnees won't tell you.
Yeah.
And as a single lady, like, your body is naturally a tool in Africa, in Nigeria, in developing countries, especially in the corporate world.
Exactly.
This shit is real. I'm sorry to swear, but it is real.
No, it's real.
Like, I've had several instances where men have tried to sleep with me for my job. There are so many like times where they will try because it's just the natural, like it's the norm.
It's the norm. It's the norm. Most girls say yes. Most girls, so sometimes it's so funny, and I just want to encourage some of you guys to be careful of perception. And I know Nigeria is so materialistic, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So materialistic. So you be looking at some girls Instagram, you're like, oh my god, she's making that money. She has
loads of followers.
So many followers.
They all have loads of followers.
They always do, my darling. What they do, the majority of them, and this is not to judge anybody, it's that work of selling my body to get a step ahead.
Yeah.
And then it allows you access into this specific circle because those who have money, it's a very tight circle.
Yeah.
Very, very tight circle. So I think that, you know, we should just be very careful. Don't come to Nigeria with false expectations, I would say.
Yeah.
And just be really smart. One thing I used to do is I used to put a wedding ring on my finger every time I was going to a meeting. So people used to laugh at me like,
do that.
do you remember? Yeah. Like, people would be like, Thelma, you're not married yet. I mean, I'm in a relationship. No problem. But and I think that really helped me as well, even being here, because, you know, my partner's been very, very helpful, and it just makes it a little bit easier. Like, you can bring him along to certain things, you understand? So people know, okay, yeah, she is with somebody. But I just used to put on a ring, so it's like, please, not on it.
Yeah. I do want to talk about, like, your first instance of moving, finding houses, like getting stuff for your house, moving over things, like dealing with export, like. In every area of the move, there will be, I would say, how do I put it? I want to say a door or barrier. There's a barrier. Yeah. And usually at those barriers, there are men that stand in those ways. Yeah. And yes, you hear it a lot. It's about who you know.
Yeah.
If you don't have connections, or you don't have, like, I like to say grace of God, because most of the times, I get away with a lot of things, or I get through a lot of doors because of the grace of God.
Yeah, I agree.
If you don't have something, an edge, it will be very, very hard.
Yeah.
As a single woman, like I said, this country is very male dominant.
Yeah.
A lot of men hold the ranks and sit on high tables. So you have to, I don't want to say you have to have connections, but this is why I say try and network wherever you are. Because there are Nigerians in the UK, in America, Switzerland, wherever you are, that also have or know people here. So use that. Always feel free to ask people questions, make friends, network, because people will know people. And the thing about returnees, other returnees and other Nigerians, some of them are willing to always help. So before you do something, make sure you have a backing. So like getting a house in Nigeria can be a struggle, and you can watch my previous videos about that. A lot of housing and agents, they don't want to rent to young ladies. Yeah. They either think you're an ashewo, or they think, like, what do you do to get your money? It's question. Yeah. So, like, what would you say is, like, how do you deal with that? I know I kind of given the answer already, but like from your experience, like I know you at a time was looking for a house. So how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's such a good point. And just to touch on what Bookie said, don't be like me. Like, Bookie moved here. I mean, I was born here, no problem. But Bookie knew more or knows more of Nigeria than I do, especially Lagos. So I think what I didn't do at that time was like ask advice. Do you understand? There was certain things that I had to just find out on my own. And if I just asked, I was like, yo, Bookie, like, you know, how do you get about this? It would have been a lot easier for me. So, but I think, I mean, the way to kind of get around it is to obviously, I know we have male friends, male family members and stuff. When you are looking for a place, there's nothing wrong with going with them. When I was looking, I remember I was saying things like, oh, my husband and I are looking. Do you understand?
It's sad that you have to do that.
It's so sad. Like in London, I remember I had my house and I'd just be like, yeah, I'm just moving in, and nobody cares.
Tell them about the experience with your car. There's been so many times you've been stopped in a car. So she has like a black car that's tinted out, and you can imagine how many, like especially during lockdown, how many like people will just be like, why do you have your car tinted? You're a woman who owns this car, type thing. And her car is quite new as well. So like tell them your experience with the car as well.
I get stopped all of the time, and every time I get stopped, Oga, no, this is not Oga, this is Madam. All the time, wherever I go, it works both ways, because if you're going to somewhere corporate, you get more respect. It's black, it's tinted, it looks kind of new, whatever the case may be, do you understand? But then when you walk out of the car, the respect changes a little bit, which is really annoying. And I feel like as a woman in Nigeria, you need to have a very strong backbone. I think where we're really lucky is we have, I don't know, quite domineering characters, I would say. So it just makes it that little bit easier. But if you're somebody who's quite timid and quite this, like, you won't survive. You will not
They will
survive.
bully you. That's the reality. And I'm not trying to say that all men are like this in Nigeria. Disclaimer: all men in Nigeria are not like this.
All men.
We're just talking about percentage, and we're talking about from our experience. So there are some amazing men in Nigeria. Yes, for sure. But I don't want to say the majority, but a handful, and some of the experiences that you as a returnee, as a single lady may experience are these things. So you just have to be aware, expectant, and prepared. And this is why I created the returnees community, because we discuss these topics. Like, this topic actually came from a younger lady who's moving back soon, and she's always asking me, how is it as a younger lady? How is it as a young lady? And I'm just like, wow, this is actually a thing. I never saw it, because I'm the type of person that I don't see boundaries. I just kind of go. But when you look at it from a different point of view, and you look at it as an advisor or someone that wants to help other people, you're just like, wow, I went through some stuff that wasn't normal. This is not okay. Like, I remember being in meetings that I organized, that I sorted out, and the man will just be like, okay, shush now, I've got this, I'm taking over, shut me up in front of everybody. And how do you deal with that? How do you deal with disappointment from men? Like, because you refuse sex, or you refuse certain things,
they really
or
take
you have
things
morals,
away from you.
how do you deal with that? So, like, that's my next question. How do you deal with disappointment? How do you deal with things just not being morally right? And how do you deal with men acting how they shouldn't, really? Because we come from a world where we believe that men and women are equal. And I know in the UK and America and loads of countries, like, feminism is a big thing. There are so many laws now that don't allow men to treat women a certain way. But unfortunately, Nigeria is not like that yet. They haven't reached that level. So how do you deal with that?
Very good question.
Quite a lot of questions, but,
but just in one.
And I feel so passionate about it. I'm so proud. No, it's something I'm passionate about. But
So guys, I guess we'll have a new YouTube on women empowerment. Yo. No, I love it. No, but it's such a good question, and I believe that, and trust me, I will be very transparent with you guys. There's sometimes that you might be thinking, oh, am I making the wrong decision by saying no? Stick to your no. If you want, and the thing about Nigerian, and I think the best way to deal with disappointment, especially when it comes to men and them saying, if you don't do this, well, I'm not going to give you this. The beautiful thing about Nigeria, and the ugly as well, is the fact that you are consistently thinking. Right? Isn't there consistently a new idea you're coming up with every day? Because it's just that hustle mentality. Nigeria is made up of the informal market, which is obviously entrepreneurialism and SMEs and stuff, 90%. So you're always thinking. So I think when somebody says no, you've already thought of the alternative. Does that make sense? And I would always say you might want to make friends with people who can be your allies at the same time. Because even though you might go to the big dog who is saying, okay, do this for me and I'll do this for you, there's always going to be a smaller dog who can literally lobby for you and be like, actually, no, trust me, she's worth it. She's worth it. Don't feel like you're too big to speak to anybody, because it's literally the small people who help you more than the big people. That's one thing I've really noticed in Nigeria. Sometimes I've overlooked the most interesting people, but the people I've overlooked are the people who've gotten me into the major doors. And the people you're looking at trying to get contact to, oh yeah, first lady this, oh chairman that, you didn't do shit for you. Honestly, that's true. Honesty of Nigeria. Please don't be blinded by names. Everybody's holding a name. Governor this, ex-governor that. But, you know, look at your circle and see who can actually get the job done. And I would say the other thing is, most importantly, don't give in to these things that men say, because in your little mind, you might think, oh, it's my little private thing that happens behind closed doors. But like I said, the circle is really small, don't you think? So exactly, if you do something with somebody, you would most likely do something with their friend, with another friend, and then you're known for a specific thing. Do you understand? And it's so sad that some of the people that we look at, and you know, some of these girls, like they're now known for some of these things. Do you understand? I mean, what would you advise? Like,
I think 100%. Make sure stick with your no being your no. Have a focus and a purpose. And I say this all the time, because if you're driven by your purpose, your vision, your focus, these things are just obstacles. You just see them as like a barrier where you will have to think, like you said, we're thinking. So the first thing you think of is a solution. Let your mind always create solutions that are positive and beneficial, and always feed your purpose and your vision. Keep your eye on the ball, because at the end of the day, there will be temptations. And I remember some of my mentors always said, like, for an example, a man now, a very wealthy man, a very wealthy man offers you, let's say, 100 million to change your life in Nigeria. All you have to do is sleep with them. That's the question to ask, ladies. Will you do it? At first, you think 100 million, just sleep, but that's reality. Sleep with them. It's the truth. Of course, like, what do you mean? Yes, like, that's what you think. But no, if you're a true thinker, you're thinking about the consequences, how this is going to make you feel after, why are you doing it, why is this person asking for sex, why is this person asking for that. You really have to think about consequences, how you want to be seen. Do you want to be seen as someone who, because at the end of the day, you may think this person's going to keep it quiet. They will not. If you can't be bought, in a way, if you can't be bought, sky is your limit. Sky is your limit. I agree. Don't put yourself to a price. Never put yourself to a price. Just like Esau sold his birthright for food, and he lost what rightfully belonged to him. You will sell your birthright. Reality is, you will sell something that rightfully is yours. You don't know what is ahead of you. Don't be so quick to sell it. Don't be. Is there any advice you would give a single lady moving to Nigeria?
Amazing. I would always say that depending on the reason why you're moving, and I love what Buki touched on, which is purpose, and it's very, very important. Think about the people who are looking up to you as well, because you don't want to be somebody who moves for the sake of moving. This is not to touch on everybody's different. Everybody has their reasons for moving. My family have usually said to me, oh, move so you can marry. That's what they say, but that's not my reason for moving. I want to touch lives. I want to make a change. I'm not saying that I am the answer to Nigeria's problem. I'm not saying I'm the solution, but I have to be one of the solutions. So I would say, like Buki said, stay very, very focused. Like your eyes need to be set like a flint. Know what it is you want to do and do not compromise on what you want to do. The funny thing is, you might get a million no's, but then the one yes you get, it brings like 1,000 yeses behind it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's always looking for solutions and looking for the newest person in town who can do something. And to be fair, most of the people in power are getting very old.
Yeah.
They're getting really old. So they're passing things on. You actually come to see, especially in the governmental structure, there's always one young 20-something-year-old boy or youth that is powering who's coming into office. You also see that there's like young legislators who are, I can't say the word properly, who are being voted in as honorables because people are getting tired and they just need somebody younger who is just new, who's going to be doing stuff. And women are also considered as well. I've seen that there's some amazing women. What's her name? I think it's Temi Marcella. She's quite young. She's doing amazing things. There are other young Nigerian women who are doing amazing things, who are actually partners for hospitals being opened, for impact investment funds, for all of these things. So there are opportunities for women, but I think you need to rule with a very, very iron fist. If you're gonna make it.
You have to have a strong backbone.
Very strong backbone.
Like, I want to see women win. I believe that women will change this world. I'm not a feminist, but I strongly believe in women, and I believe women are helpers, and women are actually stronger than a lot of people think or even know. Like, just come here, come and make a difference, make a stand, be focused, like we've said, and do your thing. Like, there are communities like my own to help. Join the make friends. Like, there's always support and advice, but you can do it. I believe in you, girl. You can do it. Move back if you really want to and do this. Like, that's it. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna end it there because we've been talking for a long time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you to my girl Thelma. Follow her on social media. What's your social media?
Thelma Whitworth, which is WHIT.
Down there, you can follow it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5.
Subscribe. If you want more of this, guys, you know what to do. Come on, subscribe. I know you're not subscribing already. Oh yeah, now just subscribe. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Hear more. I've got a lot more videos. Comment. Let's keep this conversation going. I want to answer your questions. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.